Seth Everett is going to be in D.C. for the game. Listen to Seth on NBC Sports Radio, the 24/7 live sports talk network. You can listen to it at NBCSportsRadio.com. Download their mobile app. We've got a Game 5 tonight after just a wild Game 4 scenario with Strasburg, and he comes out and throws a gem. So, Seth Everett, what do we anticipate seeing from the Cubs and Nationals? The Nationals never won a series. The pressure's got to be on them now.
I've been talking about this series for, since we knew it was going to happen. I thought this was the most compelling series. I think it has turned out to be that. It feels like a heavyweight fight. These are two exceptional teams. And, I just think if the Cubs lose, there's something about losing with a 2-1 lead, in your building. But, for the Nationals, you said it. They've never won a playoff series as the Expos or the Nationals. They have had dramatic situations. The Strasburg situation, Bryce Harper's home run to tie it when the Nationals felt dead. They've constantly been coming from behind. Like I said, I don't know how, as a baseball fan, you don't want to see this Nationals team succeed. Unless you're a Phillies fan, you just hate them.
So I guess the question is, yesterday I talked about this. I don't know how you feel about it. The Cubs just feel like such an overwhelming story last year. And then, obviously when they win, it tarnishes that lovable loser image here. But do you feel that they're the better team right now, or do you think that this is the Nationals' time finally? That's
hard to say. It's a Game 5. It's a straight pick 'em. My attitude for the Cubs has been they won 90 games and nobody ever thought they hit their stride. And
right.
Is this their best baseball? If this is their best baseball, then I'm all for it. I don't think we're less served by another Cubs run here. And I think whoever wins this series, I think goes to the World Series. I think beats the Dodgers. So I'm very interested to see. And so by saying that I'm kind of leaning toward the Nationals, first of all, that's a straight pick 'em. There's no real prediction there. And secondly, I don't think a Cubs-Dodgers series will disappoint. I think both of them are a heavyweight fight. The American League, and I know you want to get to that, but the American League, that's a David versus Goliath. The Astros are the Goliath there. Well, can David win? Yeah, but should they? No.
Right.
In this circumstance, Cubs-Dodgers or Nationals-Dodgers, that's Holly Frazier. That's what you want.
We will get into that American League matchup in just a second, but if you're just going off the pitching situation, which has been bizarre in these playoffs, the guys are getting pulled very early in a lot of these games, which pitcher are you putting your money on today?
Again, it's a Game 5. I just know that it's going to be cold. I don't know how that affects Scherzer's leg, but it's one of those things where I just fasten your seatbelts. I'm honored to be in the building.
Nice.
This is one of those where yes, you do it as a broadcaster and as a guy who's covered this sport for basically 20 years, 22 years, and to be honest with you, at this stage of the game, I'm looking forward to seeing it, and I just hope the game doesn't disappoint.
All right, the game did not disappoint last night. We had a 3-0 lead. Didi leads off in the first inning with a homer, hits another one, and the Yankees win this series after being down 2-0. Kind of improbable, but now they're going to go on to face that Astros team. And we talked last week about this, Seth. Was the 5-game series in the Yankees' favor? They end up winning this thing. What happened?
Well, I mean, if you think about it, everybody's talking about Terry Francona and what a wonderful job he did with the Indians. And I remember having this conversation when they won the 22 in a row. This team had a 3-1 lead with 6 and 7 in their building. They blew 3 straight. They then blew 3 straight elimination games. In just 2 seasons, they have had a chance. They have had champagne on ice, and they have lost 6 straight games.
Wow.
If you want to compare that and go back to 1997, we could include that too. Or if you want to go through the 07 ALCS against Boston, we can go to that one. I mean, it doesn't end. And so for the Cleveland Indians, as much as we all sung their praises, they hadn't won anything. And for some things going on with this ball club, they can't close out a team.
Not to mention, they get Kluber twice, and they can't get it done.
I mean, Kluber, the first one I'll just say is a clunker. I don't make a big deal about Kluber. The second one, it just perplexed me. And, I give all the credit to Didi Gregorius. He has done a remarkable job. I mean, if you think about the role he plays,
yeah.
And for people who are watching the playoffs and you're seeing him for the first time, Brian Cashman handpicked a guy who barely spoke the language to replace Derek Jeter. How do you do that? And not only has he done that, but he has thrived. He has turned into a superstar in his own right, and it is amazing to see, this kid's development.
Seth Everett, tomorrow night that matchup begins. It's the Yankees and the Astros. Just kind of give us an overview of that one. Should be pretty entertaining. I love that Astros team. That's who my American League pick has been. I liked Arizona in the National League, so they're done. But how about Astros-Yankees?
I can't see how Houston doesn't win that. I'll say 5. But the Yankees proved me wrong against Cleveland. I don't think I went on a limb by saying I thought Cleveland was going to win. They're the more talented team. And this is why, like I've said before, I believe in predictions of the season because 162 games requires analysis. Picking a 5-game series, that's a crapshoot. And like I said, when the Indians has this, was I smarter when the Indians were up 2-0? So, yeah, I'm going to pick the Astros. But I will say this. I have no bias against the Yankees. I have been really impressed with them. They have exceeded expectations every single year.
Yeah.
Every single challenge this season, not every single year. And this is not the obnoxious, annoying Yankees that I'm used to covering. This is a really fantastic organization.
They win tomorrow night. You'll hear the game on 97.3 ESPN. Seth Everett will be in Washington for Game 5, Cubs and Nationals. That game tonight at 8 o'clock. Seth, always a pleasure, pal.
Oh, you got it, man. Thanks for having me.
He's got a front row seat for tonight's game. Listen to Seth Everett on NBC Sports Radio, the 24/7 live sports talk network, which you can listen at NBCSportsRadio.com. Download the NBC Sports Radio mobile app today.